Hello and welcome to another wonderful edition of Eye on Port, where we bring Ghana's ports and maritime industry closer to you. It is made possible by Ghana Revenue Authority, GOIL, PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link, Meridian Port Services, and Phoenix Insurance. This program is powered by Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Our media partner is The Business and Financial Times. Viewers, last week we told you about a particular training program that was being organized for journalists who report on the maritime sector in Ghana. Shortly after that program concluded, we sat with three key personalities and resource persons from that training program to touch extensively on one topical issue that was discussed, that is the strengthening of maritime security through regional collaboration and strategic communication. Here's an excerpt. The Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute, in collaboration with Expertise France under the European Union's ENMA project, has concluded a 3-day journalist training program in Accra, Ghana, aimed at deepening understanding and reportage of maritime security, safety, and the blue economy across West and Central Africa. The program opened with remarks from Air Vice Marshal Frank Hansen, former Chief of Air Staff, Emmanuel Lecuyer, representing the ENMA project, and Albert Kwabna-Jumfor, president of the Ghana Journalists Association. They emphasized the essential role of informed journalism in advancing maritime governance, public awareness, and regional cooperation.
It is time for me, I believe that the 3 days should embody you to come out to tell the story in a way that Ghanaians who understand, to simplify the technicalities for the understanding of the ordinary Ghanaians. And this is what I expect from the journalists here.
Participants benefited from technical sessions on governance, complexities, legal frameworks, and international partnerships in the maritime domain, led by experts including Commodore Emmanuel Kwafo, Naval Captain Nayele Akwe Ayi, Dr. Antonin Tisserand of the ENMA project, and Navy Captain Luis de Costa Cabral of the Atlantic Center in Lisbon, Portugal. The training featured a Ghana Navy sea trip and a practical tabletop exercise simulating crisis response and illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing scenarios, allowing journalists to connect theory with operational realities at sea. By the end of the program, participants were better equipped to communicate complex maritime issues accurately and to highlight both the security challenges and economic prospects shaping the Gulf of Guinea's maritime future.
At the outset, we set clear objectives to deepen your understanding of the maritime domain, to underscore its strategic importance, and to equip you with the terminologies and concepts needed to report accurately on maritime issues. And from the feedback we just got, it's been confirmed that these objectives have been met, fully met. Your engagement throughout the sessions and the quality of discourse leave me confident in your enhanced capacity to communicate maritime issues with clarity and depth. And we saw it during the tabletop exercise.
Let's now go into serious business and to find out from you, Vice Admiral retired, how you assess the current state of maritime security coordination, as it were, among Gulf of Guinea countries, and what progress stands out in recent years.
Thank you very much. This is a very, very important question. But first of all, before we even talk about maritime security coordination,
yes.
We are always talking about the Gulf of Guinea. What is the Gulf of Guinea?
Absolutely,
I believe
yes.
this has been talked many times.
Yes.
It is a sea area enclosed between the coastal states of Senegal all the way to Angola. So it encompasses the whole of West and Central Africa.
Yeah.
And that area, water, the sea area there, is a vital shipping route.
Absolutely.
For international trade, as well as rich in fishery resources,
Right.
and also offshore oil and gas.
Right.
Many of the countries are major producers or are even beginning to discover oil and gas in that area.
Right.
Unfortunately, it is also fraught with a lot of issues. We've all heard about armed robbery
Yes.
and piracy that peaked in the year 2020 before it started coming down.
Yes.
We also have trafficking of narcotics, human beings, other problems, illegal, unregulated, and unreported fishing, and other threats. The biggest challenge we had was piracy then.
Yes.
And as I said, in the year 2020,
Yes.
it was bad.
Right.
We had 84 recorded attacks and 135 kidnapping of crew members
Wow.
from ships. And it was about 95% of all global attacks globally.
Right.
So the UN Security Council took note of that, and in 2022, they issued UN Security Council Resolution 2634,
Right.
which called on Gulf of Guinea states to have national maritime strategies as well as look for ways to coordinate their activities.
Absolutely.
But there had been an earlier resolution in 2012, and that resolution called on us to come together and work together, because before then, each country was on its own.
Yeah, sure.
And the sea area, there are no fiscal boundaries, so the criminals were taking advantage of this situation.
Are you talking about the Yaoundé architecture?
So the coastal states, and even including the landlocks, they came together in Yaoundé in 2013, where they signed the Yaoundé Code of Conduct.
Yes.
And out of that, they created the Yaoundé Architecture for Maritime Security.
Right.
So with that architecture, we have at the pinnacle then in Interregional Coordinating Center, which is in Yaoundé.
Yes.
We have the two regional coordinating centers.
Right.
The Central Africa one, Chris-Mark, is Port Noir in the Republic of Congo, whilst the West African one is in Abidjan, Chris-Mark. So, and then they've divided the whole area into 5 zones.
Right.
Ghana is hosting one of the zones, Zone F.
Right.
So we have 6 countries. So with that, that is our main framework for coordination. And we can see that from that time until now, there has been marked improvement in coordination.
Yes.
But they also face challenges.
Right.
The Interregional Coordinating Council, which is at the pinnacle, I can say it's almost abandoned now. Out of an established strength of 26, they are supposed to have 26 international staff.
Right.
We have only one person manning the place. So, and then it cuts across the other centers, because the regional bodies are not paying their dues. And we hope that with all this awareness being created, they will be able to keep that architecture going.
Okay.
So that is the time. We also have the national, in fact, the same Security Council resolution called on us to establish maritime operation centers, national maritime operation centers.
Okay.
Many of the countries do have. Unfortunately, Ghana doesn't have a national maritime operation center, but various agencies have their own centers. I hear now they are trying to create one, which they call the Fusion Center. It's being led by Ghana Maritime Authority.
Right.
So, as at now, the Ghana Navy Maritime Operations Center in Accra serves as the National Maritime Operations Center.
Right.
And they are in touch with all the other coastal states' maritime operations centers.
Mm.
There are other ways of coordination, particularly with the involvement of our partners.
Yes.
We have the Gulf of Guinea Interregional Network. We have the SHADE, which is a system for deconfliction. Mm-hmm. And so, in general, I would say that coordination has improved drastically, but a lot more can be done, particularly to build capacity of the Yaoundé architecture, and also to build capacity of the human capacity, which we have just started with journalists. We will go into the actual practitioners to build their capacity so that we can cooperate better.
Absolutely.
Piracy has gone down, but the drivers are still there.
Okay.
We all know the drivers, the unemployment, the dwindling fishing stocks, governance issues, and other challenges
Right.
are creating that are still available. So there are still concerns in the international community that even though it is gone down, it is not gone away.
Absolutely.
It's possible that it will come back.
Right.
So we are still watching.
Okay. Awesome. The good news is that piracy has gone down, just that the symptoms you say are still there, the drivers are still there, and we need to work at eliminating them.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. That's good news for the Gulf of Guinea. Let me come to Emmanuel and find out from you. The ENMAR project has been instrumental in supporting maritime governance across several coastal states. Now, could you begin by sharing the project's overarching vision and how it aligns with regional priorities in the Gulf of Guinea area?
Well, thank you for this question. So the ENMAR project, Enhanced Maritime Action in the Gulf of Guinea, so ENMAR in short, has been created 3 years ago. It is a EU-funded project implemented by Expertise France, a French international cooperation agency. Our main mandate is to support the European External Action Service to increase awareness and visibility on the EU action in the domain of maritime safety and security in the Gulf of Guinea. And to do so, our approach is based on enhancing the collaboration between the European Union and the regional partners. So we work closely with the EU delegations in the 19 coastal states and the EU member states, as well as with the African partners, so such as the African navies, but also with the Yaoundé architecture. And furthermore, we also try to facilitate the cooperation between the African partners, between themselves. So it is mainly the EU approach in terms of implementing cooperation programs and projects. If I looking to ENMAR, we have 4 main objectives. Very briefly, the first one is to reinforce the political dialogue between various actors in the Gulf of Guinea on maritime security. The second one is to improve the relevance and coherence of EU initiative in maritime security and safety in the region. The third one is to strengthen the operational capacities of national and regional institutional partners on maritime security and safety. And finally, to raise awareness of EU action on maritime security in the Gulf of Guinea. So looking specifically on how the ENMAR project aligns with regional priorities in the Gulf of Guinea, I would say that it is key for us, especially in the framework of capacity building, to align with the priorities expressed by our regional partners. And to do so, we are always listening to the challenges and needs of our partners. And we can then elaborate on common activities. We can elaborate common activities in close collaboration to make sure our regional partners will benefit directly from these initiatives.
Great. All right. So we know that collaborations with institutions like the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute has been central to ENMAR's work. And how do such partnerships help translate international frameworks into practical, locally owned solutions?
Well, actually, we can't work alone on maritime security and safety issues in the Gulf of Guinea. So we need to develop partnerships. So for us, local partners are aware of the challenges they face and the best solutions which can be found. But beyond what is most important for the ENMAR projects and for us all is that this action becomes sustainable. So this is the reason why we insist on the fact that each local or regional partners we work with takes the lead on their own activity to make it sustainable in the long term. And as an EU-funded project, which is usually limited to 3 years, our role is to create opportunities, to initiate actions, and to encourage partnerships. And so regarding to our collaboration with GOGME and the organization of this training course for journalists and media practitioners during this week, this common approach allowed synergies, and now maybe we can think about developing new activities for the futures based on identified needs.
Right. Thank you very much indeed. Please stay with us. You are not going yet. We are not done. Let me go to Carlos. As a professional in the maritime domain, in the media space, I just want to find out from you how you assess the current landscape of maritime communication and information sharing in our part of the world, particularly West and Central Africa.
Well, Kennedy, I can say that we've come a long way, but honestly, maritime communication in Western and Central Africa is still too reactive. Most media only report on events, like when something happened, piracy attacks, a new policy, but we have to shift from a reactive communication to proactive. That is, we have to start connecting dots, explaining things, and even anticipating things. I know that with Eye on Port, you are doing a very great job on that, and on Maritime Africa, we are doing that too.
Thank you so much.
But still, when we try to engage deeply with institutions like port, navies, and other regional bodies, we hit a wall. So what I can say that we need more collaboration between journalists, institutions, regional agencies. We have to share consistently information. We have to create a communication ecosystem that does not only inform, but also can influence policies. So we have to work better on how we communicate on the maritime issues in the Gulf of Guinea.
So viewers, you just heard from Vice Admiral Issa Yakubu, who is the Executive Chairman of the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute, organizers of this training program. He also happens to be the immediate past Chief of Naval Staff here in Ghana. With him was Carlos Podifin, who is the Managing Editor of Maritime Africa, as well as Emmanuel Yekuye, who is with the NMAR project of the European Union. Remember, this was the abridged version. For the full conversation, check with our YouTube at Eye on Port. Now let us hear a few of your comments that you shared with us during the course of our live program. Then when we are done, we'll go for a short break and return with more news. Stay tuned.
Lawrence says, hello Iron Pot, journalists must find out why piracy has gone and what can Ghana do to sustain it.
Ghana, we have signed a contract and I know it was ongoing to install, we had the VTMI's Vessel Traffic Management Information System before, but it is an old system and they are in the process of replacing it. And so that started during the previous regime, and I know the current regime is continuing with it.
Absolutely.
So if we also get that system, we'll be able to sustain what we are doing. We also had some innovative measures, like here in Ghana, because we didn't have ships, and most of the targets were fishing vessels. We had to put armed guards on the fishing vessels when they are going to sea. And on a number of occasions, they were able to stop the pirates. So when the pirates got to know that all Ghana fishing vessels have armed guards on them, they were now no-go areas. They didn't attack them anymore. So a lot of things, but all of them are not sustainable until we have sustainable investment in that industry. So that's what we are hoping for.
All right.
Abebio from Kumasi says, hello Admiral, do you think West Africa countries are doing enough to maintain momentum after all these years of regional cooperation on maritime security?
I think a lot more can be done. As I said, the system is not being given the necessary resources. I mentioned the situation of the Interregional Coordinating Center. It's not only that, even the regional centers and the zonal centers, they all are lacking a lot. And they have not been able to deploy the international staff that they are supposed to deploy so that we can be able to coordinate our activities even better. So the regional body, ECOWAS and ECAS, can do better, as well as the coastal states themselves. We can do better.
Okay.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Gold stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Gold station today and energize your ride with Gold Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Gold Super XP will fill ya, huh? Will be feel. Goil, good energy. Yeah, yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is, you still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena. You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately. There you have it. Serena is not just a tool, it's an innovation by Serena Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. FIBA is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
Scam alert. It has come to the attention of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority that certain unscrupulous individuals are fraudulently using the name of the authority to deceive and defraud members of the public. These individuals have circulated a post on social media falsely claiming that GPHA is currently conducting a recruitment exercise and urging the public to engage with them. We wish to state emphatically that GPHA is not conducting any recruitment exercise at this time, and the authority has not authorized any individuals or entities to advertise or facilitate such activities on its behalf. We urge the general public to disregard these fraudulent messages and to verify any official communication directly through our authorized channels. GPHA remains committed to transparency and will always communicate legitimate opportunities through its official website and recognized media platforms. Implementation of axle load regulation by Burkina Faso. The attention of all stakeholders, particularly those engaged in the transit trade, is drawn to the decision by the government of Burkina Faso through the Burkina Faso Road Safety Authority to commence the implementation of UEMOA Regulation number 14/2005 CM UEMOA effective September 1, 2025. This regulation seeks to harmonize standards and procedures for controlling the gross weight, axle load and dimensions of heavy goods vehicles across UEMOA member states. Transitional measures. Effective September 1, 2025, all non-compliant trucks, domestic and foreign, will be denied access to Burkina Faso's road network. All stakeholders are strongly advised to take note of this directive and comply accordingly. This enforcement will also apply to transit vehicles using Ghanaian ports en route to Burkina Faso in order to prevent delays or denial of entry at the border.
It is now time to take a look at some events and news that transpired during the course of last week in the way of local news.
Congratulations to Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has been adjudged the overall winner of the 2025 International Association of Ports and Harbours Sustainability Awards Community Building category for its outstanding contribution to sustainable port community development. This category received over 100 entries worldwide, shortlisted to 18 finalists, with GPHA emerging as the ultimate winner. The award panel was constituted by 15 expert jurors who did diligence in evaluating the entries. The prestigious award recognizes GPHA's exceptional community building project, which has demonstrated lasting social impact, inclusivity, and shared value creation between the ports and surrounding communities. The IAPH Sustainability Award celebrates the highest quality port sustainability initiatives from across the globe under the World Port Sustainability Program, a platform that promotes ports as proactive agents of sustainable change within the maritime industry. In announcing the winners for the 2025 edition, the IAPH commended GPHA for its comprehensive approach to community engagement, which integrates environmental stewardship, social investment, and collaborative development. The board chairman of GPHA, the Honorable Johnson Asiedu Nketia, led the GPHA team to receive the award. Delivering a speech on behalf of the authority, the Director General of GPHA, Brigadier General Paul Seydou Tanya-Kolono, expressed appreciation to the IAPH for the recognition and dedicated the award to the hardworking staff of the authority and its partner communities. He said, the award signifies GPHA's resilience and shared purpose within the community that it serves.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority ensures that the vibrancy of the ports of Tema and Takoradi directly improves the well-being of the Ghanaian people and beyond. This achievement is shared by our dedicated staff, stakeholders, and the communities whose crucial partnership makes this ambition possible.
This achievement, Brigadier General Tanya-Kolono noted, will propel the Port Authority to continue to serve its clients and stakeholders with the professionalism that they deserve.
management and staff of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, I wish to state that we are honored to accept the 2025 IAPH Sustainability Award for Community Building. This award signifies our resilience and shared purpose with the communities that we serve. We believe that our success is not only measured by efficient vessel and cargo handling or our increasing traffic volumes, but by the positive impact that our activities have on the people's lives. Since true sustainability must directly benefit the people and the communities. Through our corporate social responsibility initiatives, focus on education, healthcare, environment stewardship, and economic empowerment.
President of the International Association of Ports and Harbours and CEO of the Hamburg Port Authority, Jan Meyer, lauded the remarkable progress of the global port community in advancing sustainable development. He noted that since its inception in 2018, the World Port Sustainability Programme has evolved into a powerful global platform, showcasing over 516 innovative sustainability projects from 195 ports across 71 countries. Ghana's Stephen Adjokatcher has been elected Vice President of the International Federation of Freight Forwarders Associations, FIATA, the global body for freight forwarders. The election took place at the National Convention Center in Hanoi, Vietnam, at the FIATA World Congress 2025. He beat stiff competition from 12 other candidates to emerge victorious. Other countries who contested the vice presidency included India, Italy, Colombia, Vietnam, Morocco, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Iran, Chinese Taipei, and Egypt. Stephen Adjokatcher, an astute freight forwarder of several decades, is also the president of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, GIFF. The 2025 FIATA World Congress, under the theme Green and Resilient Logistics, took place from the 6th to the 10th of October 2025 and brought together more than 1,000 leaders in the logistics and transport sectors across the world. For almost 100 years, FIATA has been convening industry leaders and innovators in logistics at its flagship FIATA World Congress to discuss industry challenges and trends, hear perspectives from top industry leaders and their solutions, and exchange and network with supply chain actors from different parts of the logistics industry from all around the world. This annual event, which takes place around September and October, brings together around 700 to 1,000 participants from the logistics, transport, and cargo industries, as well as observers from other sectors and a number of institutional attendees. FIATA boasts of more than 6,000 members across the world. The 2025 LCB Corporate Games has wrapped up in exciting fashion, with the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders crowned Accra Zone champions after a hard-fought 2-1 victory over Unique FC of the Regional Maritime University, while EZZYLINKS Logistics Company emerged Tema Zone champions, following a tense penalty shootout win against Wilma Africa Ghana Limited. Corbridge finished third in the Accra Zone, and the Tema Metropolitan Assembly took third place in the Tema Zone. Zonal winners received trophies, team medals, and cash prizes, while the runners-up earned medals and cash. The top goal scorer and best goalkeeper also took home cash awards. Organized by crisis management solutions company LCB Worldwide Ghana, the annual corporate football tournament is gaining recognition as a major sporting event for Ghana's maritime and logistics industry, drawing 16 teams across the 2 zones to foster teamwork, collaboration, and corporate wellness.
As a company, we are proud that at the end of the day, our objectives have been attained. It's good news that players who get the opportunity to play the tournament are now playing other teams and all that. In the end, we are proud and we are happy that we are achieving our objectives.
Representatives from the 4 finalists commended LCB Worldwide Ghana for sustaining a competition that unites stakeholders from ports, shipping, logistics, and related sectors beyond the confines of work.
Unique FC is a maritime industry in the Maritime University. We are a group of boys who came together to form this team. The journey has not been easy through the group stages and the semis.
Through this corporate games, it has drawn management attention to even have a third division, which we have started the process.
It's given our players exposures to different clubs, and then as we started, I think 2 of our players from this tournament has gotten clubs from different teams and which they are playing. So
the football brings harmony. When people meet, it brings people from far and near together, and it has given us that kind of space to work also in the office.
This year's edition has reaffirmed the spirit of camaraderie and corporate excellence driving Ghana's maritime trade and logistics community, setting the stage for an even bigger and more competitive tournament in the years ahead. Let us now turn our attention to the global stage and see what is happening there too.
Qatar's Ministry of Transport has ordered all vessels to halt navigation in its waters, citing a technical fault in the GPS disrupting routes. The directive follows a surge in GPS jamming incidents across the Arabian Gulf and Strait of Hormuz. The directive follows a surge in GPS jamming incidents across the Arabian Gulf and Strait of Hormuz, affecting hundreds of vessels daily. Qatar Energy has also suspended nighttime navigation over safety concerns. The growing GPS spoofing crisis has already caused major maritime accidents, including a tanker collision in June and the grounding of the MSC Antonia in May. AD Ports Group has begun construction of the Naughton Ports Luanda Terminal in Angola, a $380 million modernization project aimed at transforming the port of Luanda into a major regional hub. The 18-month development will deliver advanced infrastructure, sustainable equipment, and digital systems to boost efficiency. Once completed in 2027, contained capacity will rise from 25,000 to 350,000 TEUs, with ro-ro volumes surpassing 40,000 vehicles.
This week's word of the day is peninsula.
Peninsula. In geographical usage, a peninsula is a landmass that is almost entirely surrounded by water on most sides, yet still connected to a larger mainland on one side. In maritime coastal context, peninsulas can form important navigation landmarks or influence coastal currents and sedimentation patterns due to their protrusion into water bodies.
And now on to our health and safety tip of the week.
Smoke detectors. A smoke detector is a device designed to detect the presence of smoke in the environment, which is often an early sign of fire. When smoke is detected, the device emits a loud alarm to alert individuals, allowing them to evacuate safely and to call emergency services. Smoke detectors are crucial for enhancing safety in homes, workplaces, schools, and other public spaces.
Let us now take a look at the ships that have berthed in the ports of Tema and Takoradi at the anchorages of both ports, as well as those expected in the coming weeks, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rates, which you may need to know to clear your cargo with.
Smoke detectors. A smoke detector is a device designed to detect the presence of smoke in the environment, which is often an early sign of fire. When smoke is detected, the device emits a loud alarm to alert individuals, allowing them to evacuate safely and to call emergency services. Smoke detectors are crucial for enhancing safety in homes, workplaces, schools, and other public spaces.
This is where we draw the curtain on this week's edition of Eye on Port. As usual, we hope you've been informed and educated. Remember, all Eye on Port content can be found on our YouTube channel, Eye on Port. Subscribe, like, and share our videos. Thank you for watching.